Hi friends, welcome back to Via Meditation channel. This is about 12 years ago when I was working in India for a very large conglomerate. In one of the annual days, there was a very interesting talk by a guy named Paddy Upton. He was the mental conditioning coach of the Indian cricket team that won the World Cup in 2011. So he was working with the coach Gary Kirsten on the mental conditioning side of things. He made a very interesting point. He said when they took over the coaching of the team, they realized that the cricket coaching has a certain pattern for years. That there is nets, there's practice, there's play, there are nets, practice, there's play. So there is a practice and play clutter, which has been a part of the structure. So they said to make things better, they want to improve one step and they want to bring reflection between the two. There should be play, there should be practice, but there should be reflection as a step. And then he said, what can we teach Sachin Tendulkar? He's already the best. But probably we can make them reflect on the game in certain aspects. And then he said, when they introduced that step of reflection, they made some coaching sessions as involuntary. And in those coaching sessions, if you're coming for the session, you have to come with a plan of what you're going to work on. So a bowler would come and work on Yorkers, another player would come on catching in the deep, and so on. People came with a more uh, pointed plan. Now, this thing even caught my attention at that point of time, and it catches my attention from time to time that often most of us are caught in a loop, in a clutter. Like we get up in the morning, we go to work, we come back, do our errands, we're always very busy, and we're always, working for an EMI or a mortgage. That's how life becomes. We get very busy, we get very transactional. It's not that we don't have a capability to reflect. I've worked with some amazing professionals in my life who have great capability to think big and have a great ability to execute the last mile. They can do both macro thinking as well as micro thinking. But that's about the projects in the office environment. But do we take our own life as a project like that? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. So one thing that I feel is that to break the clutter, it's very important to start reflecting, which doesn't mean that you have to meditate only or you have to be mindful all the time, but you have to take time off from what keeps you busy and reflect on what you want to change. Because, there's a beautiful definition of insanity by Einstein. He says, if you keep doing same things and expecting different results, that's insanity. So reflection, I think, is one of the very key aspects that comes into play. Now, why did I bring this topic up? Because I was watching this beautiful film, a movie named My Dinner with Andre. Now, this is a very simple movie, very philosophical, very deep in certain levels. And this is a very basic movie about a conversation between two people. One guy named Wally, and the other guy named Andre. So the movie is My Dinner with Andre. So Wally is a guy who's a writer whose first stage director was this gentleman named Andre. And Wally was trying to avoid Andre as after being very successful in the stage, Andre had gone missing. There were, a lot of rumors in the New York circles that he has gone to Tibet, he goes to India, he's talking with the trees. So Wally had a perception that Andre has probably lost it. And he says that I have enough problems of my own and I'm not in a position to help Andre. So that was the perception Wally was carrying. And there he says something very beautiful. He says, when I was young, when I was a child, I was son of a diplomat. I was riding in taxis, I was eating ice creams at right places, and all I was thinking was poetry and music. He says, now I'm 36, I'm not successful, and all I think of is money. With this background, Wally goes to meet Andre. And when he goes to meet Andre, he realizes Andre is not what he perceived to be. Andre was talking at a very deep philosophical level. He was talking about his experiences after theater. He went to different countries. He went to Africa. He went to Egypt. He went to many other places in the Scandinavia, Tibet, India. He explored life. The conversation between Wally and Andre touch across many dimensions. They go into philosophy, they go into spirituality, they even go into propaganda, how the world government tries to brainwash you, how most of the governments want to keep you asleep because a sleeping man will never question what is going on. So they don't want you to wake up. Entertainment is sort of an opium for the masses. So they touch upon very, very interesting conversations in that movie. And one very, like my favorite part was a conversation where Andre tells Valley, he says that he had gone to a place called as Finnom. I don't remember the name of the place well. And there he met this old gentleman, an 84-year-old guy, who always moves with a backpack because he does not know where he will sleep. So he always carries a backpack so he can sleep anywhere during the week. So this guy asks Andre, you're from New York. Have you ever wondered why a lot of New Yorkers want to leave New York for a more peaceful life, but they are never able to leave? Andre gives him some, silly excuses and reasons. The old man says, no, none of them is true. And then he says that New York is sort of a modern form of a concentration camp. And the difference is this camp is built by the prisoners themselves. So they have a pride in that concentration camp, but they're also prisoners. So they have a double role. They are prisoners as well as guards. So that's sort of a schizophrenic situation that they are caught in. And if you look at this point very deeply, I think it's true not just for the New York City, the example that they took in the movie, is also true about many of us. We are prisoners and guards in many of the situations in our life. We work for a job, we work for an EMI, we work for a mortgage. Sometimes we are prisoners and guards to our belief system, to our political views. It happens all the time. If you examine your life, go back and reflect, you will see that you have actually subscribed to a propaganda. Very often, we are breeding the fallacy ourselves. But if you reflect, maybe we can change course. So this is just a small talk which I wanted to make on this topic. The movie My Dinner with Andre is very good and recommended for people who have a philosophical bent of mind, who are on a spiritual path, or are non-conformist. This book also has a bit of shade of Jonathan Livingstone Seagull, and I recommend this for anybody who's a seeker, who questions life, who takes life as a deep mystery. So that's it. Keep watching, subscribe, and share the videos. And thank you for watching.